Have you ever thought about Canada during the 1920s and 1930s? Do you know how rich the economy was? If not, so watch this video to the end. By existing valuable natural resources in Canada, Canadians' economy was flourish. After World War I, most of the European and American countries demanded important products from Canada. Pulp and paper could be a good examples of those products. Canada is rich in wood and they use wood to produce paper and pulp. Other countries such as USA had a lack of paper for publishing newspaper. So they imported pulp and paper. The other examples are exporting minor metals, oil, and gas. Also, Canada became the second largest producer of hydroelectric, and Americans invested in the new thriving industries in Canada. Thus, the American economy grew 42%. All in all put together, the 1920s were a decade of growth and prosperity in North America, and a big number of migrants came to Canada to use this opportunity. In addition, Canada became more independent about the power and it developed significantly in media, fashion, transportation, technology. Life in North America became more advanced and easier. People owned cars, radios, and telephones for the first time. In these years, a huge number of people invested in American stock, and many of them got margins to invest more money because the economy was in perfect condition and the American market was growing. The stock market underwent rapid expansion and from banks to companies to individuals. They began to heavily pour in their money, which in turn led the price of stock to soar very high. When the prices began to fall, millions of people panicked and the investors sold their shares and the stock market collapsed dramatically. The banks didn't have enough money to pay back to the people who invested in the market, and in return, the people who margins from bank didn't have enough money to pay back. The day that United States stock market crashed in an event known as Black Tuesday, which was on October 29, 1929. And this was the reason for began the Great Depression. Over the next several years, consumer spending and investment dropped, causing a steep decline in industrial output and employment as failing companies laid off workers. But why did Canada struggle in this tragedy? Americans bought many Canadian resources and Canadians bought many American resources. Also, Canada was hurt badly because its reliance on the basis commodities, whose prices fell by over 50%, and because of the importance of international trade. Millions of Canadians were left unemployed, hungry, and often homeless. Because of the drought in 1930s, farmers didn't have enough water to feed their crops. The unemployment rate was very high, poor people were getting poorer, and the economy was not improving. Between 1932 and 1936, the federal government established unemployment relief camps, and they gave man 20 cents per day for construction work in the bush. With the start of World War II, the Great Depression ends as Europeans demanded products for the war. Likewise, many jobs were created and many people worked in different forces. Unfortunately, the Great Depression had ended after 10 years.